All right, let's start. Let's run over the notes. Everybody ready? This will be fun. Just thinking about juicing and even getting in front of people and talking about this kind of thing. I sat one day and I've got 50 pages of handwritten notes and all this junk. Just in the last year as I've started juicing. But I put together these notes, which take them with you, read through them. If you ladies took a copy last time, take another and give it to somebody, But let's just look at the front page. This is just outlines of me initially, what I was going to talk about. And then I thought, heck, I might as well just copy it. So sometimes it makes sense, sometimes not. Because it was just my notes. But your body is a juicer, literally. And when we juice, it separates the juice from the fiber. So even when we eat, our body does that exact same thing. So the whole premise of juicing is to get that stuff in your blood in 5 minutes, as opposed to eating. Because we could never eat all this stuff. We could juice a ton of this stuff. I'll get a plate of 5 to 8 carrots and 3 or 4 apples and a whole lemon and a chunk of ginger. Well, if I ate that and chewed that, how long would it take my body to juice it? And literally, it's literally the juice and the fiber that feeds us. So we have to separate that. And then these notes, everybody, comes to me, don't you need that fiber? Where do you get your fiber and all that? We get plenty of fiber if we're eating, period. We're eating. And I've got notes in here, showing where to get your fiber and how simple it is, how much do we need. It's not much. But it is the juice and the fiber that feeds us. Foods must obviously be liquefied before assimilation into the body, and that's what this does, very simply. And as soon as we juice this, because there's no fiber in there, when we drink it, it's in our bloodstream in 5 minutes. It's in our heart. It's in our lungs. So when we have issues with allergies and this and that, then we need to be, if we're flushing milk through our lungs, we know milk's clogging. We just know it's not cleansing. If we juice carrot and apple and lemon and flush it through our lungs, we know it's highly alkaline, loaded with enzymes, vitamins, minerals, nutrients. Not a dairy-based something that's flushing through our brain, our heart, our lungs, So we need cleansing things, not foods that leave a residue, in other words. So when we chew, I even chewed the juice. When I first started a year ago and got really radical, I was chewing my juices, to activate the cell, salivary glands. So that's something to think about as we get into juicing. The first couple drinks, just swish and swash and chew the juice, to activate those initial first digestive enzymes is what it is. So when we eat food, we go out, we eat a bunch of food. Why are we hungry 2 hours later? Because there's no nutrients in all that junk. There's no enzymes in that stuff. So as soon as we bombard our system with, cooked dead food, devoid of enzymes, our pancreas kicks into high gear. It starts trying to get rid of it and push it out of our body. So it's interesting. A typical adult absorbs 10% of food value when eating. Cooked food burdens the body and pancreas by not having enzymes. Also increases the workload of the pancreas, causing it to enlarge and atrophy over time. Enzymes, of course. Why do we eat living live foods? Because it has enzymes, it has vitamins, minerals, nutrients, enzymes, or chlorophyll, everything pulled from the earth. It's a clean way to get everything that is in, of all the vitamins and minerals that we truly need. I love this. It takes typically an hour and a half to digest veggies before moving out of the stomach. Fruits typically 20 minutes. Well, we know when we eat food, cooked dead food, which, I would say I love, but I'm learning not to love so much. It sits in our stomach for hours and hours and hours and hours, And when we eat fruits and veggies, it certainly keeps us lighter, And so Garlic, of course, I haven't been doing much garlic, but garlic is great, kills parasites, it's a wonderful thing to add in. I haven't done it at all. I've been using ginger because I'm just getting used to all this stuff. So the whole premise behind digestion, separate juice from the fiber. So anyway, let's skip some of that stuff. Let's jump just to the second page. I'll just do this quickly. The acid-alkaline balance of the blood. I mean, the relationship between acid and base is scientifically quantified on a scale of 1 to 14, known as pH. So a doctor knows, just like our 98.6, it's good to you know the old song, we need to be at 98.6. Any variation there, we know there's an issue. Same with our pH level, 1 to 14. We need to be about 7.3. Problem with that is, and I'll let you read through all that junk, but let's just jump ahead to that next page. So if we need to ingest things into our body on a scale of 1 to 14, we need to be somewhere around 7. Look what coffee is. It's 4. You know, jump ahead, you know, black coffee is 5, a little over 5. Coffee decaf, 5.22. Green tea, everybody says it's so great for us. It's 4.6. So every time we're ingesting all this junk at a level under our area of 7.3, it's highly acidic. So the whole premise, again, just to point out, look at everything that we drink. Gatorade even, Sunny Delight, Diet Coke 2.97, Red Bull 3.2. Snapple, supposed to be good for us, 2.83. You know, 7-Up. Propel Fitness Water, 3.37. I mean, if we're constantly drinking that crap, we're always in a dehydrated state, in other words. That's the whole idea of what I'm talking about here. We're constantly dehydrated because we're drinking stuff crap. Then get into our bottled water. You don't start, I mean, look at Fiji, 6.65. I mean, that's good, but still, it's not optimal. You know, Dasani, unbelievably, 7.2. Avion, I found, now everywhere I go, I get Avion. It's because it's 7.53. That's what we need. You know, if we're doing Cokes, if we're doing 7-Up, coffee, or anything else, look where it is on the scale. We need to be up here. That's the bottom line.
So if I drink water, then that's good.
If you drink water, that
Only
is
water.
That is good.
I don't drink anything else but water.
That would be good.
I drink
And carrot
4
juices.
bottles.
We're going to figure out how we can get you a juicer.
4 bottles of 20-ounce water a day.
You might as well, because we need to flush and flush and flush. And I was going to get to water also. There is what they do now is with waters also, you know, because even water is going to be lower. It's going to be highly acidic typically. There's a place down at the city market, for instance, that has a machine, and they're expensive. You know, you spend $1,500 to $5,000, I'm sure more, where you literally separate the negative, positive, negative ion charge in water to make the water's pH rise. So I've been getting, and he didn't label this one today, I bought 4 down at the city market in Larry's. He sells the caramel corn, which I also eat, which is 2.97 on the pH. But he sells that for $2 a gallon, and there's places that sell it $4 to $8 a gallon. So I buy it for $2 a gallon. I get this pH water at 9.5. So if I have, let's say, some wine the night before, and I wake up in the morning wanting to hydrate, I know this 9.0 or 9.5 water is really gonna help, you know. So as far as water, there's a way to get pH water also. And again, Avion, I mean, tap water obviously is going to be better than anything else you can drink.
That's what I use out of the refrigerator.
Better than Diet Coke, better than everything else. But let's jump ahead just to, I'll do a quick overview, and then we'll just get into some juice and good fall. Not only does every food have a measurable megahertz of energy, like our organs vibrate from 60 to 90 megahertz of energy. Wheatgrass vibrates at 90 megahertz of energy. You know, your typical fruits and vegetables, again, 50, 60, higher depending. A cancerous tumor, 20 megahertz energy. A Big Mac, 5 megahertz of energy. And I take this information from the CD I had of Tony Robbins 10 years ago. So it's, it's all ballpark and all that, but still, we know that when we ingest something, it has a measurable megahertz of energy, which is going to affect, obviously, how we think and feel and react and live. I found through Whole Foods, Dr. Furman, which is on your list of books in the back, but he has here the aggregate nutrient index scale. And there are a comprehensive list of nutrient density scores in the next chapter. So they stole this obviously from his book, but they printed it in the produce section for me one day because they have all those signs. I said, what's this? I didn't know. I'd read all this stuff and I hadn't heard of the aggregate nutrient density index scale. So we all need to be aware of that. And on your scale there's stuff that's peaking. Again, this is 1 to 1,000. I mean, look at kale, 1,000. All your greens, mustard green, turnip, and boy, what did I have the other day that I just couldn't even choke down? Mustard. Man, I put some mustard green in there. There's no way getting around mustard green. I tried to put all the apple, lemon, and carrot, but anyway, that's tough. But, when you're getting some of those greens like that, whether it's your rainbow chard or look at broccoli, that kind of shocked me, 376. But look at spinach, it's 7. Bok choy is another one. Very mild green, like a big celery or something. But very mild, perfect to put in a juice. Like if I'm in the morning, I want to do 2 big cups, before I head out. And I used to grind my own beans. Now I'm grinding fruits and veggies, coffee beans. I'll take like a half of the whole bok choy. I'll get a big ass bok choy and I'll take off that chunk and just have that big thing, cram that in there. 5 carrots, 3 apples, whole lemons, some ginger, and you've got just a huge, huge drink. And then you get ball jars and you start taking that with you. So you're hitting that for lunch, 11 o'clock, you're hungry, drink that bad boy. And then if I had pizza or something, I feel a lot better. Start there. But, it's just you're getting that nutrition throughout the day by taking that juice with you. And that's, again, what I've been doing. So as we go to the, this is at least a handy-dandy little guide, especially for people just coming into juicing or getting used to it. Now you know. When you go in there, what do I look for? I did Brussels sprouts the other day, because there was a bunch of them left, and I thought, what the heck? I remember seeing them on the Andy scale. They're pretty high, and I juiced them. Not that they were great, but once you get down to what's left in the fridge, you just want to kind of get it out of there so you can get fresh in there again, every 2, 3, 5 days, however you're doing it. When I was doing my 60-day juice cleanse, I was going every 2 to 3 days, and I was juicing around the clock, like 5 big juices a day, and so you really go through a lot of grains. That's why I've been getting very familiar with the farmers market and all the local growers, because I'm going to go to their place and get it bulk. I mean, God loves some of the local places, but when you take it to another level, then you can get a lot of chard and a lot of that stuff from Harvest Land, which is a great organic place up in Anderson. I'm going to go up and film them, get to know them. Different places like that. So there's ways to do it cheap. You just got to find it, find it bulk. Like I went today and got that big bag of carrots, for $12.99. But that's a lot of carrots. I mean, if I was just doing that at home, that would last a week or more, I'm sure. So anyway.
I have a question.
Please.
Related to the scores and, and the different things. Like approximately, how much kale, is a handful or a whole bunch that will equal this, or when you're thinking about it, you just know, you're going to put some kale in it, so you're going to get, your maximum amount, but kind of how much do you need for that?
For people that are interested, like you,
Okay.
I have a lot more stuff, and I'm.
Pass it to him.
Oh no, I can't
Oh.
even. I was gonna just like give away the story, give everybody that information when I started this, but I thought no, I'm gonna hold back, and then, for instance, I'll email you this stuff.
Okay.
Oh,
But like this I looked and I found the definitive lists online. This one shows, like here, a cup of alfalfa sprouts, what's in it, and it shows all the minerals, all the vitamins, and how much. So that way, if you're thinking, okay, I need this vitamin, I need this vitamin, I heard Dr. Oz said we're all low on B12. Where's B12 come from? Again, it's, you get so many people, and I did it for years, but do we want to glean things from meat, which is highly acidic, mucus forming, just a hard way to get inside that meat and pull that stuff out? Where can we get it from a plant where it's just easily drawn into the plant and easily taken from the plant through a juicer? So again, do we go to, fish for our omega-3s, and 6 and 9, when we can easily get it from a clean flaxseed or hemp oil, which is the most nutritional seed on the planet? So there's lots of places to get these things, in other words. So I'll email you, leave your information over there, and I'll forward you these PDFs, and this is just invaluable. Because when I hear stuff like Dr. Oz, I think, okay, where do you get it? Okay, look, here it is right here. All I need is a cup of yellow squash a day, or whatever your nutritional deficiency is. After you've gone to a doctor and he says, well, hey, there's issues here, you need this and this and this. As opposed to, let's say, a holistic doctor that would give you herbs and plants as a healing base. Yeah. Enough said about that. More questions, otherwise I'll just keep talking about nothing. Kids, what do you think? Yes, sir, your hand's up. What would you like to talk about? I'm just messing with you, man, trying to draw you out. So where, young man, let me ask you a question. You do? Oh, I love this. Oh, there you go.
Do we get to make something?
Yeah, when do we get to the juice? I'm going to shut up here just a minute, I promise, and then we'll get down to some heavy duty juicing. Just the next page, where do we get our fiber? It's a big question. If we're juicing, we're getting rid of all this fiber, where do we get our fiber? Well, I can tell you, my 60-day juices, I needed a salad pretty bad by the end of the day, So I was getting a lot of fiber, one way or the other. And you're going to get fiber in this juice one way or the other. It's not like all the fiber is out of the juice. But just look here, how much do we need a day? Not much. Women over, or probably did that wrong. Women under 50, 25 grams. You can see it's a minuscule amount. But let's just say, jump down to here to a quarter cup of almonds is 3 grams. So let's say you had some raw organic almonds with you in an afternoon. Think about a cup. If you ate 2 cups, there's your fiber in one day. 2 cups of raw almonds. So what we see on TV and what everybody's saying, oh, you need this, you need that. That's marketing, man. That's buy our milk, buy our dairy, eat your meat for your protein. It's just all marketing. Because if we truly wanted to get clean fiber, it's real easy to get. Look, a half a cup of broccoli gives us 4 grams. I don't know, when I steam broccoli, I eat the whole dang thing. I eat the whole thing. So, am I getting enough fiber? Heck yeah, I am. All it takes is steaming some vegetables.
Well, what if they eat more than 1 cup of blackberries and blueberries? Because I eat cranberries and raisins and
well, all that water you should be cleaned out fine.
And blueberries. That's what I stick in my dry cereal.
Yeah.
I don't put milk in my cereal. I just eat it without. That's me.
That's
Did you know
good.
blueberries are what's kicking in your thyroid? I just recently learned that
Okay.
on one of your channels I watched.
What's that?
One of Dara Dubonnet or somebody. That's blueberries, fresh blueberries.
So I can watch him on TV.
Yeah. They kick in thyroid. Remember, I was looking that up on, I found it
Nice.
on one of your things.
Good. So fiber, there it is, it's laid out. I mean, celery, carrots, beets, pinto beans, half cup of pinto beans. I don't know when we'd ever eat them. 18 grams of fiber. So, I mean, there's easy ways to get fiber, in other words. Just jump to the next page, protein and amino acids. You know, there's numerous vegans, vegan meaning no animal products whatsoever, no meat, dairy whatsoever, vegan. Everything that they eat is not cooked and it's raw, living, plant-based diet. And there's lots of dudes on the internet that I watch that don't even worry about protein because they're getting so much amino acids, which fruits and veggies, when we juice fruits and veggies, loaded with amino acids, all right? So even if we're thinking about protein in vegetables, well, recommendations at the top, you know, and you could do your own by pounds, do your example, how much do we need, but let's just say 50 grams a day, you know, and vegetables are 15 to 20 plus % protein by calorie. I mean, it's easy to get 50 grams of protein a day. And I just went through some stuff there. Of course, that I probably stole and reworded or whatever. Just kind of read through what people have to say. But that's just a great little sheet to read over, protein and amino acids. Where do we get it? Hemoglobin, I threw this on here just for the fun of it. One thing I found that very significant was that the chlorophyll from green juices when we juice, literally, is the same molecular structure as hemoglobin. So when you see people, and I've just, of course, read and watched all these people, and I know for sure last year when I started juicing, I was just really clogged up. I mean, more sick than I'd ever been in a long gosh darn time. From nose to mouth, respiratory, everything clogged. Couldn't even smoke my cigar. So that's pretty bad. And, you know, I knew, fortunately, from the past I had the tools, so I just thought, I'm going to go home, dust off a juicer, and start juicing. And I did. On day 5, my nose was clear, my chest was clear, but I mean day 5 juicing only. Nothing else, no salads, no anything, just juice. I went to the Pogues Run. It was the first time I went to Pogues Run over here and met those guys, limping in, and I lost my voice. And because I was a singer, and I was singing that weekend, and I was sick anyway, and I couldn't talk for 2 weeks. It was weird. I was like, oh my gosh, what's happening to me? I'm going downhill. And I was. Eating too much, drinking too much, smoking too much, and I knew I needed to change and just get my blood pure. And the fastest way to do that, I always say this to anybody, and I don't care if it's allergies, whatever you've got going on, you can change your blood very quickly by, again, flushing it and getting this stuff in your blood in 5 minutes, all just around the clock, all day. And it changes your state. You know, it's interesting. After the first couple days, you're a little lethargic because it is pumping everything into your blood. So any, you know, the bad stuff is slowing you down for a couple days. But boy, you hit that 3rd, 4th, 5th day, and you have more energy and just more oxygen. That was where I'm headed. Is that more oxygen because I was doing a ton of greens, knowing that chlorophyll was just filling and cleansing and cleaning out my lungs. So keep that in mind. We know for sure that our leafy greens are our lung cleansers. So that's why I threw in the whole hemoglobin thing. And I even cheated and threw in my stuff here at the bottom. You can't really tell. But I created that little document after I stole it online.
That's all right.
But I just wanted to throw in that last little line. I kind of made up that last paragraph. And throw in chlorophyll from green juices have the same molecular structure as hemoglobin. I think that's huge. It hit me. My gosh, that's why people are doing green feasts, you know, to flush the lungs. Calcium, I love this one. Calcium. My son, this was probably 5 years ago, he was at school. Can I use the story? Is that all right? And he was like second, third grade, and they were in this little group, and they were talking about milk, and he speaks up and says, this group, that milk isn't good for you. Well, of course, that was my programming. And the teacher thought it was really funny, but she told, his mom that that could cause some controversy. But anyway, where do we get our calcium? We need calcium because we're going to get osteoporosis. This whole Activia thing now, I'm ashamed of Jamie Lee Curtis and some of these other people that are so ignorant on this dairy thing. It freaks me out. We know there's chemicals in it. We know there's growth hormones in dairy. We just know it. If you don't know, get on YouTube and watch Food Inc. Lots of things. Just type in notmilk.com. We know what's in milk. So we're sold a bill of goods, calcium. We need a bunch of calcium for our bones, which is a fallacy. What we need are minerals for our bones, man. We need minerals. That's what our bones need. Too much calcium is like little crystallized things that form in our body. It causes issues, inflammation. We know this for sure. I mean, they make knives out of calcium. They make tools out of calcium, for God's sake. So, again, calcium per 100 grams per serving. I mean, look, butter and milk are way low performers on this scale. I mean, look at collard greens, for God's sake. Look at parsley. Look at almonds again. Raw almonds is the best performing nut out there. It just is. It's alkaline, it's cleansing, and you can see it's loaded with calcium. Sesame seeds, oh my gosh, go get some organic sesame seeds. 1,160 grams of calcium. But again, if we're juicing and we're getting a ton of minerals, it's loaded and all this stuff. That's going to help us also. So again, these are all just little road signs, any research and notations, and I encourage you to look on the internet, get on YouTube. These books in the back, Dr. Furman, Eat for Health. He's worked with so many different people. He worked with Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead Joe Cross. That movie, great flick. It's a year old now, year anniversary. He's on the Facebook. Dr. Max Gerson, he's the father of juicer. I mean, in the 20s, he healed himself of migraines when he started juicing. Because he learned as a child, his grandmother was a farmer. And he learned that the difference between the organic farm on this side of the lane and this one over here with the fertilizers, they noticed all the worms were crossing over to go into the organic fields. So, I mean, he remembered this, became a doctor to heal himself and others. Inadvertently starts healing tuberculosis, and then once he heals people with migraines, then he's all of a sudden didn't even know it, cleared people's tuberculosis. Then it became cancer. Then it became his life's work. He wrote The Cancer Therapy in 1958, which is a phenomenal book. Case studies. Of course, the AMA got rid of his ass. They don't want him around. And, he was a founding member of Sloan Kettering Cancer Institute in New York. But again, not to say that juicing fruits and veggies is the heal-all, but certainly we can get fruits and vegetables, or our vitamins, minerals, nutrients, enzymes, cleaner from fruits and vegetables than anything else. That's just my mantra, and that's why I'm doing this, to save myself and to help other people feel better. And this just smells good and tastes good. I've been getting reacquainted with fruits and vegetables. It's crazy. It's like I can't believe I spent all this time eating this crap food when carrots taste so good. Again, all this stuff. Bok choy, parsley, cilantro. I'm buying all this crazy stuff, and just juicing it up. And so anyway, any questions about anything? I just get all fired up because I've been trying to get myself fired up, and to stay in the flow, not get distracted. I haven't had McDonald's. I went February 6th. I got 2 cheeseburgers. One, I was like, okay, I'm going to do this experiment, and I get to eat a cheeseburger. So I ate one cheeseburger, and I kept the other one in the bag with the ticket and this receipt. Because there's people all over the internet that buy these cheeseburgers and just lay them out and leave them, and they'll just stay that way for 15 years. So I thought, all right, I'm going to get one. I should have brought it tonight. So it's 2 months old, and I looked at it the other day, and it just looks like a cheeseburger. I mean, so in other words, the processed food and the chemicals they're putting in here, this stuff it's not biodegradable. The food they're making is not biodegradable. Think about that. So, if you take cooked noodles and you go throw it on your compost, guess what'll happen? It'll stink to high heaven, right? But if you take this out of there and throw it on your compost, what happens? The earth accepts it. Accepts it with love.
You gotta stir it up.
Yeah, you gotta stir it up.
It probably does stink, but the dead
But it
body
breaks
stinks,
down.
but
Yes,
it goes back to
exactly.
the earth,
Right,
you know?
right.
But the stuff that this food industry, these international corporations, they're killing us. Whether they mean to or not, we know that they mean to because they know they're putting aspartame in your cereal. I didn't want to say it, but cereal is the biggest thing that has aspartame in it.
What?
It is?
Cereal?
Cereal
All
has
cereal?
aspartame.
All I eat is
Well, it's a sweetener.
Honey Nut Cheerios.
Oh, it's definitely in Cheerios.
So don't eat
You know what a
Cheerios
good
no
rule
more?
of thumb is? If the and I need to
Now
learn
he's
this
freaking me
except
out.
that- it's just the truth. Aspartame.
So how about oatmeal?
Oatmeal's acidic. I don't do oatmeal just because it's acidic.
So if I don't do the,
You want to do something more like a flax seed or an almond and grind that, and
do you
wanna-
grind the almonds?
Yeah.
Yep, soak them and grind them.
Because I
Make
eat,
milk.
when I eat almonds, I eat like 15 to 20 at a time.
Yeah, good.
Oh, yeah.
Just get the unsalted.
That's what it
organic.
is. Well, it doesn't say organic on it, just says hard.
It's even if it does, it's hard to know if it's really organic or not.
What's the deal with the oatmeal deal? What did you say?
I shouldn't even have said that. I'm
Yeah,
trying
I
to
wanna
keep my
know.
mouth
He
shut.
said it was
It's
acidic.
coming only from, and I'm not saying acidic things are bad, but for me, I still have, all these fat deposits, I've got these fat deposits, and the only way for me to truly get rid of this is to move toward an alkaline diet.
Okay, that's what I was.
So with an alkaline, when we do put anything acidic in our body, it also is flushed immediately through our bloodstream. Not as immediately, but as it eventually goes into our bloodstream, acidic things go after our red blood cells and they tear them down. They slow the oxygen flow. You can see it under a microscope when you do what's called under a dark field microscope, a blood sample, and they can test your blood before and after bacon and eggs. And bacon and eggs will immediately rip your red blood cells. It's where they're ripping apart and slowed down. But if you did a big old juice of carrot, apple, lemon, and some leafy greens and did a blood test, you'd see your blood cells red, fat, round, plump and juicy, flying through the bloodstream. So that's the difference. And there's
I gotta get
books
his juice.
and different, all foods are either, just like the drinks, acidic or alkaline. 1 to 14, they fall in there one way or t'other. So, and again, it's all about balance. So if we're, and obviously I'm still eating some acidic things, or I would have dropped all my weight by now. But again, I'm not so much about, I want to get on a radical diet and lose weight. I want to just learn these things and implement these things into my life and make serious changes. That doesn't mean I'm not going to order pizza later or something. But there are lots of nights that I don't order pizza and I
Right.
don't make those decisions and I don't get ice cream and those little donuts.
Yeah, but you've influenced a lot of people too. You have changed a lot, though.
I've
You
changed
eat
a lot,
of
but
healthy
again,
stuff.
that's why I didn't want to bring up oat, and I shouldn't have
That's
brought
okay,
up the
that's
cereal.
good.
But I just read something again about the cereal. It's the top 10 things that have
Okay,
aspartame in it.
if you have a choice, cereal or oatmeal, I would choose oatmeal instead.
Yes.
All right. Cereal's gone, oatmeal. I
Yes, sir.
What's inside cereal?
Lots of sugar to start with. Unfortunately, most of it is sugar, and sugar is highly acidic. We'll get a lot of sugar, 15% sugar, 8 to 9% sugar. We'll get sugar in this stuff tonight.
And I only get
But the processed sugar, white sugar they're putting in there, just not good for us, man. Just like if you drink a Coca-Cola, I mean, there's 10 to 12 teaspoons of sugar in there, which is immediately, again, going to go into your blood, attack your red blood cells, slow your oxygen flow, and make you feel, it just slows you down. So anyway, well, let's get to juicing here. Yes, sir.
So what if you use the brown sugar?
Doesn't matter. And even diabetics, they have you go to a low glycemic diet. Meaning diabetics wouldn't even drink or juice this. They would juice greens only, no sugar. So you'd have to go to a just low glycemic. So unfortunately, I know I'll tell you, I read a book, just to see the smile on your face. I read a book, and after I read that book, it's the acid-alkaline balance, I realized when I go in the grocery store, there's nothing there for me, because if it's in a can, bottle, or box, it's processed to within an inch of its life. It's boiled, packaged, chemicals packed in there. So is that going to be acid forming, and is that dead food or is that living food, right? So again, go back to our vibration. If we're vibrating our organs 60 to 90 and a Big Mac's at 5, and this is 50, 60, 70, megahertz, we need to be here vibrationally and acid-alkaline balance-wise. 1 to 14. Brown sugar, we know where that is. It's right down there with Diet Coke. It's going to be performing at 2 to 3. You pour that brown sugar in water, and we know what that does. There's no life in it.
The reason why I asked that one, I'm
Sure.
from Jamaica, right?
Right on.
And at one point we used to be one from the nature industry was sugarcane.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where they get sugar from.
Yeah.
And I grew up with my parents working in that factory using that sugar coming from the factory just after they make it and use it. So that's why I asked that question.
Yeah. It's hard. It's hard to. It hit me really heavy, and then I went years without going back to fruits and vegetables. Got fatter and fatter and fatter. It was up to 250 pounds. Right now I'm at 225. Thank gosh. But it hit me again that there's nothing in these stores for me, man. I got to start going local. I got to find farmers. I got to get my juicer now. I got 2 of them. Got the one in backup. This is my goal. I want to make this a priority because the corporations truly are selling us a bill of goods, and their food is loaded with crap. It just is. There's go to YouTube and watch that documentary called Food Inc. That is a great one just to, boom, open your eyes, and it gives a great overview of the dairy industry, the meat industry, all kinds. Food Inc., and that should be on the back of your documentary list too.
Yes.
But good information, it's the moral of the story is, and we've known it we know what to do. We know we should eat more fruits and veggies. We all know that. But we're sold, hey, we need to get our calcium from dairy, or we need protein from the meat. I mean, we're sold, programmed, mind controlled through our TV, what we need.
In schools. I mean,
And schools,
milk
too.
does body good. That's all over.
They're
the schools.
liars.
It's like,
They're liars. What we need is kale. We need to eat more kale. There's a guy, yes, sir.
My friend Jacob, actually, he went vegetarian 4 months ago, something like that. And he said he recently had like some sort of thing with meat, and it was like strong meat, or it had a lot of meat in it. And he got sick like the day after because of that. And I thought that was pretty funny because his body was always already used to it, you know, and I just thought I'd share that, I guess.
Thank you.
And Jonah's vegetarian now too.
Unbelievable. I was so happy when he made that declaration, I'm a vegetarian. He's been juicing every day also with his mom. Since I started juicing last year, I called her, you know, and I was actually at their house that night and spent the night and woke up and they both knew I was really sick. And that week I told her, hey, I'm gonna do this, you know, will you start juicing with Joe every day? And he's been juicing every day since last year also. And now, yeah, he's up to green juices now, where he's doing all green juices. I mean, and I couldn't even get him to do some greens for a long time. But his mom slowly but surely slipped cucumbers and stuff in there. But anyway, he made the decision. That was what was so cool. He made the decision, hey, I'm going to do it like Mom's doing it, because she's radical and she's all greens. And, so, yeah, it's a lot of fun, and I'm so happy all of you came, because it's just so much fun to share, and it helps me. Yes, go ahead.
I was gonna share a little bit about the diabetic thing, because I am diabetic, and I don't put as much fruit, I don't do so much apple, but I do the carrots,
Yeah.
and I do. But my blood sugar for the last like 3 weeks, since I go to Roche to get tested every Monday, and it's been lower than it's ever been.
Even
Good
with your
for you.
carrots.
Even with my carrots, so I'm not.
And this is minimal
Yeah.
sugar.
And,
right
but
here.
but what the three things that I just kind of went on a little fast with the thing we were doing at church, but I decided that butter, mayonnaise, and sweet teas. I mean, that was, you know, the things that I wanted to just sort of get out of my life, because basically I do eat well, but you know, just some things that were just a little bit too much. So,
Sure.
but with the juicing, and I really haven't had maybe the size of the breast change in the last 3 weeks, but I'll continue to eat meat, but I don't eat that much. But
Sure.
just the fact of eliminating those things, which I know I like to pile on the mayo and, you know, and stuff like that, and just kind of substituted some things, but with the juice and putting it in everything in it, that's been working phenomenally.
That's so good.
And then the other thing I was gonna ask about, when you were talking about greens, does that one do greens well?
It does them amazingly.
Okay.
I mean,
Our Jacqueline, I feel like I'm just wasting.
I mean, we get
You
a little
do,
juice, but it's not as much.
Yeah.
again, I used mine up until the other day when I got this, and I was floored at how it ate the greens.
Uh-huh.
I mean, like a huge top of bok choy or romaine or chard, and I would just cram it in there and it just goes. I mean, this thing, and I'll show you. The other day, I would put
Completely, exactly. That one, you said that is better than it?
this one is really good. This is the Breville Juice Fountain Plus, $149. I got it at Bed Bath & Beyond. They have an in-store coupon. You get a one-time coupon for 20% off if you just go sign up on their website. And then I kept calling and bugging a couple stores so they would get online and keep looking in the warehouse. And then I just bought it with my credit. He goes, oh yeah, here we go, I got one. I go, I'll buy it right now. And I just bought it on the phone with my charge card, and they shipped it to my house for free. I got it for $128.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's cheap, and this is really good. I mean, you figure that Jack Lane's 100,
Yeah.
and it can't come close
That's
to what this does, and I'll show you. For instance, like Jack LaLanne, excuse me, Bob. You put 4 carrots in there, and you gotta push. The other day I put them in and I go like this, and I pushed it down with my pinky. I was like, oh wow, this is a trip. So anyway, you wanna show them? Pushing down, here, I'll show you, pushing down with the pinky. All right, maybe not. Did it the other day. But isn't that wild? I mean,
Probably had, and you've been doing,
it just eats this stuff right up. Look at that.
Yeah.
Apple.
can't believe it does to a lemon. Why do
Yeah, man. Need a little more.
Filling up.
And I don't mind the cleanup. I got it down to a science with the toothbrush, you know, around
Oh,
the
this is
thing.
good cold.
Yeah,
I think
I
it's
can
good.
tell it's sticking up in there now.
Wow, that is a mambo. Unbelievable.
Smell that.
Yeah.
That's because you did some earlier.
Do you peel your ginger? Do you
No.
peel your ginger? Okay.
No, I haven't.
Mother's Day's coming up.
Mother's
Mother's Day's
She wants to compost that.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, oh. Hang on.
You still got that set?
Let's push that down. There you go. Oh, good. That's too bad.
Yeah, I do reason to save all the bags at the grocery store now, the little ones
Put
that you
that
put
in
your,
there.
put your stuff in, because that saves a lot of cleanup and trouble. And the other day, I put some of the pulp I had been putting in the freezer, and I just boiled some to see if it would make vegetable broth. And I used it as vegetable
sure it
broth.
would,
I just
yeah.
boiled it and then strained it, you know, as I needed it, and then put it in a container.
There's some channels he has, like, what do you have? It's like on the bottom here, these YouTube channels. Some of those people will
What was the
show
question
you
you were
like
gonna ask him?
recipes and stuff they make with their pulp. If they do certain kinds of pulps, they make veggie patties out of the pulp.
It is carrots.
You know, add some herbs, spices,
Something.
something like, yeah, they make all kind of stuff
Wow.
with it. Thank you.
It's different. It's got to breathe in.
Oh, is there a lot of ginger in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, I'm like,
And remember what he said?
Is there a lot?
When you take a
A
drink,
lot of ginger.
chew like you're chewing,
Good for your
We're
heart.
just doing it.
so your mouth gets used
I mean,
to the.
You said we're just doing it?
Yeah, I mean.
You know
I
it's
use a
good
lot-
for you,
a
so
lot-
you're
use a
doing
lot
it,
of stuff. I mean,
yeah.
I usually used to clear. Making faces.
Does it work
Ginger.
if you chew like you're eating
see, I
carrots?
use like, they don't like mine because I use a lot of greens.
Oh, they have to get
That's what
used
they
to that.
said. Yeah, but see, my thing was I didn't want, just like a baby, you know, like, you know, they say give babies vegetables first, don't give them the
This is my
the
dinner.
fruit or else they'll like that.
I don't
That's
eat
how
after
I am.
6
I
o'clock.
have a
Still.
puppy, I have a puppy that I'm bringing up, she eats dog food too, but she eats raw fruits and vegetables, and she loves raw kale and raw green peppers. Yeah.
I eat carrots like that too. I eat carrots like that too.
All right, I'm gonna put lunch more here.
More?
Oh, yeah, good lunch. Yes, sir.
Is turkey good for
Is turkey good for you?
you? Yes,
Well, I know for sure
because you guys eat it all the time.
that if you got, yeah, I don't know if I should answer all these questions.
Just ask, answer.
Is turkey good for me? Turkey is not good for me. Because I know that if it's from a large corporation, I know how they treat those animals. And I know what they put in those animals,
Stay
and it's not good for you. They inject them with stuff. It's not good.
It's funny for you to say that. When I started speaking, at a Burger chicken sandwich,
Mm-hmm.
it's completely different from what I had in Jamaica.
Oh, I'm sure.
What kind of chicken, just a chicken sandwich?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the things that they put in chicken here, it's far different than what you do in Jamaica.
Right.
And so-
Well, that's the thing. If you're gonna get a chicken
Fresh.
that you raised, and then you kill it and eat it, I'd be a lot better with that
Right.
than I would factory farming. You know, I'm okay with, still, I'm okay with eating meat. I have some issues with it for sure. But again, if it's raised on the farm and all that, again, you're not getting the chemicals, you're not treated the way they are. I mean, I don't know, it's been kind of a dilemma for me.
It's a fact, because, even the bigger farmers in Jamaica, their product compared to your backyard garden.
You like it?
Yeah.
So, I mean, what you're saying is a fact.
Do they just let the chickens run like on a farm naturally in Jamaica?
No, and a big corporation now.
Oh,
It's like a 6-week thing. But, I mean, it's different from what is here.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I bet.
There's no telling what they're putting in ours here.
Oh, wow. I haven't experienced this.
It's broken.
No, let's hope not.
No, it's
Just
clogged
clogged.
right there in the top part.
Yeah.
But I thought, huh,
It just got
I
back.
thought it was so,
Well, it got backed up.
Whoa.
thought it was just fierce.
Well, it still does.
Yeah, you just have to keep it clean out.
You're just not used to doing it for a whole bunch of people.
Paper
I
towel.
know. Here, hold this open, will you?
Paper towel.
Hold that, lift it up. There you go, pull, pull, baby, pull.
Yeah, it just got
Just hold it
full.
open for me. Thank you.
He uses his hand, he likes the.
He's clean.
Uh-huh.
Oh, and this is really easy to clean. Let me just show you.